Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Inside the Lunchbox with your boy Chef Mac.
And Chef J.
We are in the place to be, and today we're going to talk about
It's with you and me.
marinades. You, me, and I. Is that even a thing? You, me, and I. That's what I'm more identify myself as you, me, and I.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. But hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back. We're sitting here tired, and we went swimming today. But before we talk about our pool experience, we're going to talk about how our day went. We went to go get some food, and
We did. HEB, baby.
HEB here, where everything's better
And local.
and local. So we're going over marinades today, and what we did was we went to HEB, grabbed a couple ribs, and we decided to, have a little fun and come up with some marinades.
Right.
What type of ribs did we get?
We got St. Louis and then baby back both.
Baby back. I want my baby back.
Baby
back.
back.
Hey, what was that on? What movie was that? He's like, I want my baby back ribs.
Is that on a movie?
Yeah, it was on the
I don't
movie
know,
Austin
man.
Powers. Remember
Oh, really?
He's like, get in my belly. Get in my. He's like, I want my baby
I haven't seen
back,
that
baby
forever.
back ribs. And we're gonna have to watch that. But yeah, so we got some ribs, and we did a marinade. Chef J, explain what you did.
So I, obviously cleaned out the sink. You put your ribs in there. You rinse them off. And then after I rinsed them off, I did a little bath with some apple cider vinegar.
Nice.
And pulled that silver skin off in the inside of mine. And then I started rubbing it down, baby. Mustard, a little apple cider vinegar. Then you toss your rib rub or whatever you want to use on there.
Rubbing it down.
Oh, yeah. And then you want it to sit for a little while. And then you just wrap that thing up and you put it on the grill.
Okay. Do you prefer a charcoal or gas grill?
Charcoal.
Charcoal. I prefer charcoal, but I have started to learn how to use wood.
Wood?
Yeah,
Okay.
it
Oh,
was-
that's where it's at then.
Wood is definitely a little bit more difficult because you have to wait hours for you to get your coals. But it's definitely a great way to barbecue.
Oh, yeah. Pecan and all that.
Yeah.
Shit, they've even got like cherry wood and stuff.
Cherry. So there's they got wood down in Jamaica that they use for their jerk chicken. It's really, really good.
Huh.
And they use like a jerk marinade down there, which is really spicy because they use Scotch bonnets down there.
Huh.
But so she got the same. No, I had the same Louis ribs. You had the baby back.
Yeah, I did the baby back.
Okay, and
Mine were a little thicker.
Yeah, a little thicker. I had the St. Louis. So what I did was, I grabbed the basic salt, pepper, garlic mixture. I used a mustard for what do you call it?
Pretty much like rubbing it down. It helps tenderize it because of the acid in the mustard and everything.
Or a binder. That's what I used.
Yeah,
to
a binder.
to make the seasoning stick. I used that mustard as a binder, salt, pepper, garlic. Nothing too fancy. And then I bought a raspberry chipotle glaze.
Yeah, that stuff was good.
It was really, really good. And so once I seasoned it down, I rubbed it down. Oh no! I let it sit, let the seasonings get in there, let the flavors incorporate in there. After that, that was pretty much what I did with mine. I didn't take the silver skin off of it because I wanted to see if there was actually a difference between taking the silver skin off and leaving it on. And what I noticed with your ribs and my ribs, I noticed absolutely no difference. I don't know if you noticed it, but I didn't notice any difference with silver skin. But yeah, we grabbed two slabs of pork ribs, and then we went to the pool and enjoyed our day at the pool.
It was nice out there too, man. There was a nice breeze. Other people were cooking.
Yeah.
Some people were cooking like sausage, burgers. We had our ribs.
Yeah, our ribs turned out okay.
Yeah.
We had a
We shared the grill.
We shared the grill today, so they kept opening up our grill, and causing the temperature to drop several times over. So we were out there quite a bit longer than what we needed to be, and it didn't quite make the ribs how we wanted to. But it's all good because they were still tasty, and the flavor was definitely there.
Oh yeah.
Either way, I got to eat, and I'm not complaining.
All right.
I had a beer.
They're starving
Actually,
kids in
right?
Ethiopia, Iraq, all kinds of stuff. We ate some ribs.
Yep. And what was that drink? What was the beer that we had? What is it called?
Doritos.
Doritos. So Dorito,
Or Doritos,
is it
or
Doritos?
how I think there's J is
So look,
silent.
it's the Doritos.
Doritos.
Dorito. The Mexican soda
Right.
that comes in Mandarin orange.
Now it's 5% alcohol.
5%. And so I drank the first one. I just downed the first. I literally thought it was a soda, so I just downed it. And now I'm sitting here wondering why. I'm like, oh, I forgot it has alcohol in it. So yeah, they were actually quite tasty. A little bit on the sweet side.
That's true.
Yeah, I had to kind of slow down a little bit because too much sugar, it'll get to me.
You know, that's what gives you a hangover.
The sugar?
Like all the sugar and stuff like that. Well, it also like dehydrates you because you pee more and stuff like that. But the sugary drinks, I've heard give you even a worse hangover.
So that's what that is when I go to the restroom like 5 times at night because all the sugar in my drink.
Probably.
But yeah, so going back to those ribs, there are several types of rubs. I'm not gonna say several. There's a few. You have your dry marinade or your dry rub, which is just your seasonings and your spices. And what I normally do is when I do my dry rub with the seasoned spices, I put it back in the refrigerator, unwrapped, uncovered, for about an hour or two. I don't know, how do you do yours?
My ribs?
No, when you're doing your dry spices.
Oh, dry rubs?
Dry rubs. I know I just put my when I dry rub like my ribs or my steak or whatever it is. I once I get done doing that, I put it back in the refrigerator.
I don't really dry rub anything. I always at least have mustard as a binder or something in it. I put mustard on chicken. I put mustard on ribs.
Well, I use mustard still as a binder, or I use what's that other sauce? It's an Asian style sauce, not oyster sauce. Man, it's
what color is it?
It's black. So yeah, so there's several different types of marinades. You got your wet marinades, and you can separate those by hot and cold. And you have your dry rub. What I was saying is that when I do my dry rub, I use mustard as a binder, and then I use my spices and my seasonings. Or if I don't use a mustard, I use like a regular oil. Just rub the oil down just enough so it can stick on there. And I pack it real tight, and then I just leave it in the refrigerator for about an hour, just so those flavors can get incorporated.
Right.
That's what I do for my dry rub. I don't know if you have anything that you do for your dry rub.
No, it's pretty much really the same. I use mustard for a lot of my stuff, even for
mustard?
my fried chicken. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's so good.
And for my wet marinade, I take that to like a whole nother level. I just start throwing random stuff in there.
For your dry?
No, for my wet.
For your wet?
For my wet rub. I mean, for my wet marinade. Like I have a book called Flavor Bible.
Oh yeah, you told me about that book.
And a lot of times I'll go in there and like pick different spices and different seasonings and everything, and I'll incorporate that with my wet marinade, which I use grapeseed oil.
Okay.
And then grapeseed oil, and I may use, if I don't use grapeseed oil, I may use like a chicken stock, and I just let it sit in there, kind of like a kind of like a brine, I guess.
Oh yeah.
So I guess the brine would be another marinade too, and I let that sit in there and just get all that freaking flavor in there.
What'd you think about my barbecue sauce where I put that grape jelly in it?
I like that barbecue sauce. It was really good.
Yeah.
It was really good. I've had it done. I tasted several barbecue sauces with different type of like jelly and everything in there.
I love it with the grape jelly.
Yeah, it was really tasteful. I liked the little kick that it had. So the kick came at the back end, a little bit, kind of like halfway in between there, which is really good.
It was that crushed red pepper and that dash of cayenne I put in there.
Oh, nice. So yeah, so there's, I guess brine would be considered a marinade.
Marinade, yeah.
I do my turkeys in brine. I take some time and everything, and some tarragon, and I'll brine my turkey for like 2 days.
Oh, nice.
I leave that joint in there
For like Thanksgiving turkey?
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you ever fried a turkey?
I've never personally fried a turkey. I ain't gonna lie, I'm kind of terrified of it.
Yeah, it seems like it's like you got to take a lot of caution on that.
You have to. So your chicken cannot be
Your turkey?
chicken. Sorry, your turkey pretty much it can't have anything dripping from it. It has to be patted completely
down.
Yeah, because if not, you're gonna glow up. You're gonna blow up in flames.
Kind of like when you put wet potatoes in a hot fryer.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and dude, I watch videos and people are just, and then if you drop it in too fast, you can do it. You're supposed to drop it in really, 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 really slow. And I watch videos where people are caught on fire. They caught their house on fire. And I'm like, nah.
Never do it indoors.
Right? I'm like, nah. No, this guy was he was too close to his house. He was on the side of his house. And he dropped that turkey in there, and that joint spilled over.
Ooh,
everything that's caught on fire in his house caught on fire. Yeah, I'm not a real big fan of me frying turkey. I would let somebody else do it. Have you ever had it before? Somebody sounds sleepy.
I have had it before, and it's great.
You know what? I want to do
I've had sous vide turkey.
Where'd y'all find the bags to do that at?
So, once again, an ex that I was with, her friend had just got into, her friend's husband had got a sous vide, and he was playing with it. And I, for some reason, I guess he had put it on the grill and smoked it or whatever, and then he sealed it in the vacuum sealed bags and sous vide it, obviously in pieces.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it wasn't whole.
I'm thinking of a whole
No.
big
And
turkey.
it was great. It had a really good flavor.
Oh, nice.
It had that smoke on it from hitting the grill, and then he finished it off in the sous vide.
So hey, so we talking about fried turkey. So when I was younger, when the first time I ever heard of fried turkey, I was like, man, that sounds good. And I went to somebody's house and looked at the fried turkey, and I'm thinking like, where's the breading at? When you fry chicken, you put flour on there.
Oh yeah.
So I'm sitting there like, this is barbecue turkey. This is not fried turkey. No, it's fried turkey. Like, this is not fried turkey. I argued for about 30 minutes and said, this is not fried turkey. I'm like, where's the skin at? Where's the crust? Like, I'm thinking it's supposed to look like
fried chicken.
Fried chicken.
Yeah.
Right. So I didn't know any better. I got a lesson learned that day about frying turkey.
Have you ever fried ribs?
Yes, I did. I made it for the VFW.
Oh, so good.
I made it I made like 3 slabs, and you can mess with John. You know John, right?
Which
John is I would have to show you. He plays poker with us. He had his hat backwards at the poker table with Derek and Karen and in the little corner. He had his hat backwards. Okay. So when I fried those ribs, I brought him. I said, "Hey, I got fried ribs," and they was like, "Fried ribs." I'm like, "Dude, y'all never heard of fried ribs? It's a Louisiana thing, man.
They're Southern too.
Like, you never heard of fried? I never heard of fried ribs." I said, "All right, well, hey, I have fried ribs here." So he was real skeptical about it. This is no lie. This guy pulled up a chair after he had like 1 or 2 of them. He pulled up a chair right next to the tray of ribs, and he was literally eating it out of the tray. and when he got done, he was like, "Bro, those were so good." I was like, "I can tell, man. You had 15 pieces of ribs, right?" So I got that recipe from my sister's, her son's father.
Okay.
His mom made us some fried ribs, but she used a jalapeno jam.
Ooh.
I think it was a jalapeno jam.
Okay.
With it, and it was like thick like a jam, like a jelly.
Okay.
It was a jalapeno, but it looked like jelly, and you dip it in there and eat it.
So was it saucy or it looked like a jelly?
It looked like a jelly that we use today.
Well, I mean, you do serve mint jelly with lamb, so
yeah.
I can.
So I was
get down with it.
Yeah, I was like, okay. It's like, no, try it. This is the first time I've had that, and I said, "Oh my God, I need your recipe." And she told me, and I wasn't able to make the jalapeno jam, so I
Chips are so easy to
I
make.
thought what it was different with the jalapeno. I didn't know how I threw that crap in the trash and just took the fried ribs up there, and had a little barbecue sauce with it or whatever,
Yeah.
and they loved it.
Hell yeah. That's awesome.
They loved it. But I used to do a lot of cooking for the VFW. I took some shrimp scampi up there. I made some Philly cheesesteaks.
Nice.
Kyle still talks about those Philly cheesesteaks. He's like, "Man, when are you gonna make some more?" I'm like, "I'll make some here in a minute." So, but yeah, folks, you definitely have your marinades. I would like for you guys to share with our marinade recipe that you guys use for your ribs or for your chicken, for any type of meats, for your pork. If there's any type of marinades that you have out there, definitely go on to our Facebook page or our TikTok or any of our social media platforms, and it's all the same. It's Inside the Lunchbox, and leave a comment if you want to DM us or send a message. You could do it there and send it to us, and tell us, hey, try this dry rub, and we'll try it. And if we like it, we'll come on here and we'll do a review on it, or we'll make it and we'll eat it and we'll smack and tear it up right here on the podcast.
So do you know what makes a marinade?
I just heard you say acidity.
Yeah, it's an acidity or a vinegar mixed with your seasonings that make your marinade, and an oil.
And an oil.
So yeah, any kind of oil, any kind of acidic like orange, pineapple, anything, and or vinegar in place of that because it's acidic as well. That's the three things you need to make a marinade.
Okay.
Seasoning, citrus or vinegar. What else did I say?
Spices.
And your spices.
Hey, we're getting old, man. Sometimes it
Man, that pool wore me out today. We were in that sun all day.
Oh yeah, we were, man. So with the acidity inside that marinade, what does that do to your meat?
That's breaking down your meat and tenderizing it.
Tenderizing it, making it nice and tender.
Oh yeah.
With me getting a little old, I can't be chewing that hard, chewy stuff no more. I gotta have it tender. So one thing I used to hate to see people do when they tenderize their meat is take that big hammer and start beating and pulverizing their steaks.
I think they only really do that with chicken fried steak, though.
Man, look, R.I.P. to my grandmother on my stepdad's side. I love that woman. R.I.P. to her.
She beat her steaks.
So she would. One day I was younger. I didn't know. I just remember being upstairs.
You walked in that kitchen and called her beating the meat.
Right. So I was hearing something upstairs like boom, 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 and it just kept going on and on and on. So I'm like, what in the world's going on downstairs? And my grandmother was down there in the kitchen, and I don't remember what she was using. I think she was using a roller or something, a dough roller, and she just going at it with that steak, man. She pow, 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 pow. And I'm like, Grandma, what's she doing? She's like, it makes it soft. And I said, oh, okay. I didn't know that, and when you make it's easier for it to chew and to swallow and everything like that. So I was like, all right, well, don't they have seasonings for that? And she's like, yeah, but I need to, make it more tender. And I could tell you, when she made those steaks, they were primo. I ain't gonna lie.
Really?
They were primo.
So she just grilled them like regular steak. She just beat them first.
Yeah, she definitely beat it.
Okay, Michael Jackson.
Yeah, I was like, I ain't gonna lie. When I went up there, and I seen her beating the steak, and I stopped for like 20 seconds, and I just stared. I was like, what in the world is she doing? It messed me up for like a good 20 seconds. I was like, what? Why? So my grandmother was definitely beating the heck out of those steaks. R.I.P. to her. They turned out really, really well. But yeah, so I don't even know if she marinated them things or not. I think she just threw some salt and pepper on there and put it on there.
Yeah, probably so.
So the question I have is, should we always marinate?
No.
Why would we marinate?
Well, I mean, we've learned, I guess, over the years with culinary advancing that it just gives it more flavor.
Okay. Um, I know I find myself like since I got out of culinary school, I do marinade um, sometimes, but me personally, man, like I find myself not doing a lot of marinating.
Really?
Yeah, even when I'm doing my ribs, I guess you could say it's marinade. I'm just using a dry rub, and then I'll go back and I'll make a sauce. And sometimes I'll make a dry rub, and I don't even use a sauce. I just light, dry,
Right.
seasoned ribs.
I
You
mean, you
know,
can get them like that. Certain places have
hmm
dry rubbed ribs, and they look
blacks.
freaking fantastic.
Blacks is a great place for good ribs. Black's barbecue. I don't know
Where's
exactly.
that at?
I don't know. They're not here in this area, but I know
Okay.
there are a lot in New Braunfels, San Marcos. Their barbecues are really really tasty. I think they use a dry rub. Um, I'm not really a big fan, so I don't mind a whole bunch of barbecue sauce on my food. I'll eat it. For me, I just like I'm a dry rub person.
Yeah.
I like my ribs to be dry. Um, but yeah,
I like them both ways. I'll get down.
I don't
But I
care.
guess I've just always grown up with the sauce, and I don't know.
Like
I just love sauce on
I mean,
mine.
I don't mind the sauce. You can put it on the side. I dip it in there.
Right.
But either way, they're gonna get eaten. So
Yeah.
it don't really matter to me, honestly. Um, yeah. So
Good food's good food.
yeah. So we had our ribs on there, and then took a whole lot longer than normal. People kept coming by, opening up our grill,
I
and
think it was wide open probably for about 15,
at
20
least
minutes.
15, 20 minutes. I look back and I'm like, hey yo, hey homie, hey, can you close?
And we got ribs on
Okay,
there.
we got ribs on there. Can you close that? So we were out there quite a bit. But other than that, we had fun. I introduced Chef Jay to some people.
Oh, yeah.
We had a blast.
It was great. It's a good vibe.
Good vibe. And we were just out there hanging out, and we were talking about some of the stuff on the podcast. Um,
Singing.
Singing, listening to country music.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and
And some Metallica. Some Bon Jovi.
some Bon Jovi.
I had no idea that was Bon Jovi.
I'm an 80s rock. Yes, I'm an 80s rock. I love 80s rock. And I just happened to be, I just started really getting involved into 80s rock and roll probably about 10 years ago. I don't know, maybe because it's me getting old. I started getting into a lot of older style music, a lot of 80s music. And I like listening to music while I'm cooking too.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
I'll put on some good soul music or one of my chefs he used to listen to Afro beats
Okay.
and it's nothing but beats and it's just and
Okay.
it's like that but it was just like a continuous thing and I was like dude why are you listening to that he's like man no just you can catch a vibe when you're cooking I'm telling you you can catch a vibe and sure enough man we were playing I would catch a whole vibe cooking and just next thing I know, I'm just like zoned out at this test kitchen, and I'm just cooking away, and I've never experienced that before.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was
I'm going to have to
pretty
try that. I'm going to put on some Afro beats at
cool.
work.
Man, it definitely sets the vibe, right. But yeah, so
Dry rub.
dry
Wet
rubs,
marinades.
wet
Hot.
marinades,
Cold.
and we have
And a dry rub consists of any seasonings that you prefer that you like.
yeah.
Unless you want to buy a packaged one or like a one in a container or something. But a dry rub, you can put anything you want to on it. For people out there that are new into seasonings and stuff like that, garlic powder, onion powder, salt, kosher or pink Himalayan preferably, fresh cracked black pepper, stuff like that. Whatever kind of flavor profile that you have for food you like, that's all your dry rub is, with a little bit of oil, and rub it down on there.
Yeah. So we have a word of the day. Word of the day.
Basting.
Basting. What is basting?
It's where you brush on a sauce.
Brush, or if you have your steak in a pan.
Well, yeah, you
baste
can
it.
baste it with a spoon,
the
putting
butter.
the butter and the oil that's cooking like out of it and everything like that.
That
The flavor.
helps. Yeah, make sure the flavor gets into there.
It helps cook it too.
Helps cook. Yes, and I've done it where I was basting. All we did is just baste the top of it, and it slowly brings a nice crispy texture to it. We were doing some type of bread that we were doing, and it rolled in the pan, and we based the top of this. I guess it was like a biscuit or whatever, and you could slowly see it changing color, getting crispy, and it was so good because it was. So French cooking people has a lot of butter involved, a lot
Oh
of butter,
yeah.
like a lot. So if you if you have high blood pressure or anything like that, French cuisine would definitely challenge that. Just FYI, we use a lot of butter, a lot of cream, a lot of heavy whipping cream in our dish.
So the definition on here says, what do you mean by basting? To moisten foods, especially meat, at intervals with a liquid such as a melted butter, fat, or pan drippings.
Okay.
So, especially during the cooking process to prevent drying and add flavor. So, yeah,
Nice.
that's a great definition for that.
Yep, and I know when I do my steak and I'm basting, as soon as that joint comes out and I put it on that plate, I take one more spoonful of that and I lay it right on top.
Oh, yeah.
Right on top, and I just let it just sit there. That total goodness just sit right on top of that steak.
You did that with your ribs today, too.
Oh, I did do that. I didn't know
You
I did
sure
that.
did.
And but I also put the juice that I had in my ribs. I put it into the chipotle, raspberry chipotle sauce. So that's what I did. So yeah, so that stuff so when you guys are cooking, and you get juices, or you get all that fond in your
Yep.
in your
Right, that's a good word of the
in your
day,
pan.
too.
Yeah, good word, fond. When you get all that fond in your pan, that's flavor, people. That's not burnt unless you actually burnt it, but that's not burnt. You don't have to wash your plate out, your pan out, and put your food back in there. What you do, you deglaze. Another French word.
Dang, look at you coming up with
Deglaze.
all of them. Yeah.
Deglaze with your choice of a white wine or red wine. Or you could deglaze with water. I wouldn't prefer it because water has no flavor. Or you're going to deglaze with no flavor. But I normally deglaze with white wine or chicken stock is when I deglaze. But yeah, so take that, and now when you deglaze, the pan has to be hot. Don't take it off and think that stuff's going to come off when the pan is cool. It's not going to come off. It has to be as soon as you take whatever you have in that pan out and go ahead and deglaze it right then, because then it's going to, that heat and the liquid is going to get all that flavor out. And then what you do from there is your choice. You can start a sauce, add a little cream, whatever you want to do, white wine, whatever, however you want to do it, you can do so much with it.
Just get saucy.
Just get saucy. So,
And like he said before, and I completely agree, just have fun.
yeah, just have fun.
Have
with it.
fun, learn stuff. Get in there, try it out. If you don't like it, you messed up, you're not going to do that again. Try something different.
something new.
Or you could create some new stuff that's amazing.
Amazing. You never know. So one thing one of my chefs told me is that you could never over spice your food, over herb your food, but you can always over salt and pepper your food.
Oh, yeah.
So if you have tarragon, parsley, or whatever herbs you have, just throw it in there. It's okay.
Oh, yeah,
It's not
especially
gonna hurt.
fresh herbs.
Yeah, fresh herb. It's not gonna hurt it. It's not gonna hurt it. I preferably don't salt my food while I'm cooking, while I'm doing the cooking process. I normally salt probably about 3 to 5 minutes right before it gets done.
Really?
And the reason why I do that, Chef Jeff, is whatever ingredients I'm using, if I'm cooking it the proper way or the right way, I can bring out those flavors. And when you're bringing out those flavors, some of those seasonings and those herbs or the veggies that you use have salt already in it.
True that.
So so that's a reason why I kind of salt towards the end of my cooking process.
See, he's not a real salt lover like me. I salt, taste, salt.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not like my food's over salty, but
yeah.
I like salt.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I ain't gonna lie, man. I had some salty stuff in my day. That didn't sound good. Didn't sound good at all. But yeah, that's just me. You cook your food how you want to cook it.
I feel like our vibe's a little different today because we're freaking tired.
We're so tired and we're sitting there just zoned out.
I'm like staring at the meter, the time meter, and I usually don't ever do that, guys.
The computer stopped on us about 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, it's been a hot mess over here.
So yeah, we're
IT specialist. Where are you at? Come on.
We're looking for one. We're looking for one.
Just come
Slowly
help
but
us out.
surely. But yeah, I mean, I still have fun recording.
Oh yeah. All the time.
So I don't know, man. I don't know if I have anything else for you guys. We got deglaze, base, and
We went over basting. We went over deglazing, and then you said something else too. Fond, yes.
So fond is the remnants that's found in your pan after you pull your product out of your pan. That crusty stuff.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes you think
full of flavor stuff.
Sometimes you think it's burnt stuff. That's fond. You want that, and deglaze takes that off, and then basting.
Yeah, it makes a great gravy or sauce.
So we gave you guys 3 words today: fond, basting, and deglaze.
We went over what makes a marinade.
Hey, what's island glazed?
What is it again?
Island glazed.
Olive glazed?
Yeah. That'll be another word for you guys for next week.
Hold on, let me look this up. I can't remember that.
Uh-oh.
Spell it.
Cooking out A-L. The cooked island glazed.
Oh, yeah, that sounds really familiar.
Island glazed.
Alan Glacier came up. Alan Glass. Hold on, I'm not spelling this right. All Glaze.
Yeah.
Okay.
Island glazed.
Oh, that's an obituary for Albert Glaze. Hold on, you type this in. Spell it.
Shoot. Man, I'm not French.
Is it A-L?
A-L, Island glazed.
I'm telling you, he just passed away. He's passed away. It's his obituary.
Hey, Xavier, you know what island glazed is? Did they teach you that in school?
No.
Yeah, I figured they didn't. Island glazed. What is island glazed? So look like we're going to...
3.8 yards, Robert Allen, glazed Leon decorator fabric in blue.
So look, we'll save that word for you guys for
Yeah, we'll
next
have
time.
to do some homework on that.
I know what it is.
Well,
but
then tell the people,
No, we're
bro.
going to tell the people next week. We're going to tell the people next
Give them
week.
the information.
You can't give them too much and they won't listen. So...
Yeah.
So next week, guys, we don't know what we're gonna go over just yet. We're still gonna have our show post on Monday.
Glazed.
Our show post every Monday. It's gonna be around midnight. It comes up. So look for our show every Monday on all social media platforms. I'm sorry, on all the podcast platforms.
Well, we're trying to share it on social media too.
Yeah, and on social media, you'll definitely find it on our TikTok. Both for Chef Jay and I, Chef Max, Facebook page. And also, if you're in the city of Conroe, support your fellow podcasters. There's not a podcaster here in the city of Conroe that is doing what we're doing, which we're talking about food and talking about family, and talking about food and just having a good time. Let me see if I got a story for you guys. A good old family story. Oh, I just want to tell my sister what you get.
I found it.
All right, what is it?
Bro, it's just so basic.
It is.
I thought this was going to be...
No,
Y'all, all it is just something cooked. That's all it is. It just
Island
means
glaze. So what is the
something
method
cooked.
of it?
It says island glaze is a French expression meaning something cooked in the English manner. That's literally what it says.
All right, so next week I'll give you guys the French terminology for it. Next week.
Cooking foods in water or other liquids.
So when I drop broccoli in water...
That's called blanching.
Or
like
island
reheating.
glazed.
Yeah. Okay.
So I got a story. I hope my sister's not listening to this.
I hope she is.
Me and my mom, we laugh about this all the time. So you know what chitlins are?
Oh yeah, I'm not a big fan, but yes I do.
Okay, so
I eat chicken noodles.
I don't eat chitlins anymore.
Oh God!
I mean, I don't get me wrong. I it's not that I don't like them. I just don't really eat a lot of pork anymore. So my stepdad.
Chitlins aren't pork.
Chitlins is pork. It's pork intestines.
I thought chitlins was from a chicken.
No. No, chitlins is the pig intestines. So it's the pig intestines, right? I love you, Chef.
I'm gonna take myself off the show for the rest of the day.
I love you, Chef. I really do. Hey, but hey, that's what we're here for. We're here to have fun. So don't feel. Hey, a lot of people don't know what chitlins like really is. Like when you tell them what chitlins are, they're like, "Oh my God, you eat that?" So they didn't.
I was thinking of gizzards, bro.
Oh yeah, that's gizzards.
Chicken gizzards.
Chicken gizzards. Okay, chicken gizzard, chitlins. I guess.
Yeah, whatever.
I guess so. Chitlins.
Trying to save a little face, maybe.
So chitlins is pork, pork guts, the intestines of a pig, right? So a lot of people eat those. It's very common during the holidays, like Thanksgiving, right?
Is that what's in menudo?
No, that's tripe.
And tripe is an intestine.
Tripe is stomach lining. Tripe. Guys, you should see her face here.
I think I'm gonna go out and get a bowl of stomach lining tonight.
Her face is like so epic. Yeah, that's hilarious. So in my family, in the black community, every Thanksgiving they normally cook chitlins.
Okay.
So we were in Germany. My dad was stationed in Vilsack, Germany, and we stayed off base. I love you, Leger. I really do. Wow. Okay. So we had a lady that stayed downstairs. I don't remember her name, so I can't say anything. But this one person divided us for dinner, a good soul food dinner. Me and my sister and my mom. My dad was, I don't know if he was in Macedonia at the time or he was working, but I'm pretty sure he was deployed somewhere. And my mom accepted it, and we went down there. And her food that I remember was tasty until you got to the chitlins. Now, here's the thing with chitlins, Chef Jam. You have to clean them thoroughly because they stink really bad.
Oh, my God. Like while you're cleaning them?
You take them out, you get you some salt water in a sink, and you're sitting up there peeling and the stuff off of it. Even sometimes it has poop and stuff on it, and you're washing it. You got to get it really clean. And when I say they would have your house smelling for days, you swear you think.
So is it really worth that? All that?
With some hot sauce, with some. Oh man, get you some.
So how do you cook them though?
You boil them.
Okay.
Like a stew, like a soup.
Okay.
Right. So if some people clean their chitlins a little bit better than others. This lady, I don't think she cleaned them at all because you can still see little. So we're sitting there and I'm eating it, and I was getting ready to eat the chitlins. I looked at it and I seen like, oh wow, these jokers ain't clean. And I look at my mom. My mom gave me a face like
emotional damage.
Exactly. So I'm looking at my mom, and she's like, mm-mm. And I'm looking at my sister, and she's up there just tearing this stuff up. And my mom was like trying to kick her. And I'm like, don't eat that. And she just sitting there, man, these are good. Just, and I'm like, oh my God. And I'm sitting there. I'm like, well, at least somebody ate the chitlins in the family that said that they were good. So my mom was looking at me. She's like, don't eat them. I'm like, they smell. Like that was
Your
that.
sister was so
So I mean, it wasn't a bad. I wasn't a like enough to light up the house. But you pick it up with your fork. You're like, oh wow, these aren't clean like they should be. So I'm gonna put those back on the plate, and I want to make sure it don't touch the rest of my food. What's up?
You know what I'm thinking right now?
What?
You know that thing where sometimes you just want to make somebody a pie?
Oh, what's that? That was on Help, the movie Help.
Sometimes you just want to make somebody a pie.
Poop pie.
Maybe y'all were stomping around and she wanted to invite you down for some poop chillins.
Dude, but look, man, my mom had the craziest face, and she's up there just really trying to get my sister's attention. And yeah, I think she ate all those chitlins, bro. I think she ate all
What's
those.
What's your sister's name? Let's put her out.
I can't do that. I'm not gonna put her name out there.
Y'all remember from the first show, he said that's what this show's about, right?
Hey, yeah.
We're gonna be the most loved and most hated.
But we're talking
gonna
about.
Put it out there.
Yeah, I did say that. But we're talking about restaurants.
Yeah, I know. I'm
Talking
messing.
about restaurants. But
I'm just pulling your leg.
I know you are. But Lizzie, I just want to tell you, I love you.
You want to go get some chitlins?
Hey, there's a guy right now on social media who's famous for his chitlins.
Really?
Gourmet chitlins. I'll show you once we get off the air. And people all over the U.S. are coming to his restaurant and eating his chitlins. And they look good. They're really good, chef. If you clean them real, they'll change your world.
Tell me what they taste like.
I can't because it's a different taste.
Is it like chicken liver?
No, you don't know. It's
like a chicharroni?
No, it's kind of like it's a little chewy, but you don't want it. If it's too chewy, then cook it all the way. But it's a little chewy. I can't really describe the flavor. But maybe one day we'll go to a restaurant that have them, and we'll try them. I mean, I'm gonna try them with you, so we'll both be poopy mouth for the day.
What about sweetbreads? Is it kind of like sweetbreads? Remember we tried sweetbreads in culinary school?
No, chitlin, no.
No? Okay. No. I was surprised that was good.
Yeah. No, it wasn't that.
And bread, the sweetbreads is not bread, you guys.
What is sweetbread? Yeah, so those, I just want to tell you I love you. And
it's the pancreas of a calf or a lamb is what sweetbread is.
I don't mess with that stuff.
They're usually served as an appetizer or a main course.
Yep, I almost lost it when I was eating fargois, but
ooh, that stuff's good.
Yeah, it is pretty good. But yeah, so that was my family story of the day. My family, we love to cook, we love to eat. My mom was one of the best cooks, and I'm saying this not because I grew up eating her food. Mm-hmm. My mom could actually throw down in the kitchen, but she kind of stepped away from it for a little bit. Not for a little bit. She, I don't know if it's because we moved out of the house as kids. She really had to cook for us, but man, my mom, man, she could really throw down. Now my grandmother, she could really cook too. My whole family could cook, man. Ooh, I'm surprised I'm not bigger than what I am, man. But yeah, so that was my family story of the day. I don't know if you got anything, Chef.
Oh, I mean, my family's always cooked too. My grandpa was the barbecuer. His brisket, his ribs, stuff like that. My grandma was always the one, pot roast, homemade mashed potatoes.
Good old Southern comfort
food. Oh, yeah.
Food.
And my mom's anything. And my mom's gotten more creative since I went to culinary school. We would play games.
Okay.
We would do mystery baskets.
Okay.
So that was always fun. We'd give each other ingredients and stuff like that. But yeah, my mom's a really good cook too. So I kind of grew up around it as well.
Okay. Well, I want to say that pretty much is it for today's show. We went over the marinades, what we did today, how you marinate, what consists of a marinade, which is acidity, spices,
and oil.
And oil. We also went over how we seasoned and marinated our ribs that we did today. We went over a couple of words, deglazed, fond, and basting. Deglaze is taking the fond off. You're using a liquid to take the fond off your pan. The fond is the remnants of what you're cooking inside your pan. And basting. All basting is taking your sauce or your butter, and while it's hot, pouring it over your steak and adds flavor to your meat. Other than that, folks, I want to say thank you guys for watching our podcast or listening to our podcast. Chef Jam and I really do appreciate it.
Oh yeah, for sure. And all your shares and comments. And
all your shares and your comments. Hey, so I have something for you guys. I need for my followers that we have to share our Facebook page with all your friends on your page. And that would be freaking awesome. You never know, it might be a surprise. I might have a surprise for you guys. Whoever can show they have 50 of their friends following us, I might have a surprise for you, and you won't be disappointed. But I don't know, Chef, you got anything else for the people out there?
No.
No? Zayman, hey, you got anything for the friends? He's just playing video games. But yeah, folks, love you. You guys have a great day. Tune back in next week on Monday, and see you guys soon.
We out.
Audi, Marinade, Chitlins, Stinkylands.
Poo-poo.
Hey man, y'all seen those Chi-Chi birds?
We need to get a Chi-Chi bird shirt. I feel like we do need to put a Chi-Chi bird somewhere.